The Secretary of Health provided information regarding the issue of COVID figures in the archipelago, in addition to the occupation of COVID ICU beds. Here is the information.
For today, the COVID report, according to the departmental essay, is that we have 70 people in ICU with an occupancy of 82%, which means that we have only 4 beds available out of the 21 beds. On the ward, we have 19 people hospitalized waiting to recover satisfactorily so that they can return to their homes.
The Secretary also indicated that the drop in the number of cases is due to an increase in vaccination on the island.
Regarding the trend of positive cases, we continue with the PRAS strategy, along with the taking of home tests by the EPS, resulting in the trend that is being seen at the moment. We follow the behavior day by day by date of onset of symptoms tends to decline, where apparently the peak is dropping at this time. But it is not an obstacle to neglect the measures and neglect the biosecurity protocols.
Finally, the official gave a report on the vaccination that is being carried out in the islands.
We already have 14,000 people with first doses applied, and approximately we will be closing from yesterday to today with 6,000 people with their second doses and so completing their scheme.
The Secretary indicated that the situation of positive cases increasing in the rest of the country in comparison with those of the archipelago could be due to agglomerations that occur in the framework of a national strike, taking into account that the island is not the center of these demonstrations and that there has been a high vaccination against the virus.
Images full of strength showing patients who have recovered and overcame COVID-19. Medical doctors and healthcare personnel shares these images with pride for the work they do and what it means to them. Touching, hope-filled image of patient treated at the departmental hospital that overcame the COVID-19 and now at home with their families. Tears invading their eyes as they realized that they could. They survived. They were strong and they overcame a virus that has taken many lives. This has also been possible by the discipline of the health personnel who every day prepare themselves to attend to them and take care of those who need it so much.
The population that consults and receives all the attention, the health staff strives every day to provide the best so that the population that consults receives the best care. Some of us even strive to give what we do not have, and every day we come in here, we give ourselves fully to our patients, and this is our function. And I think we all do things with much affection, love, dedication, and a lot of responsibility. We have been trained for this.
According to Dr. Gisela, our community and the whole world, as they were not prepared to deal with a pandemic. This is a situation that is new for everybody.
But I think we have dealt with it well, and we have dealt with it as best as we can with the limitations that it includes.
It is also worth mentioning that doctors and nurses also have fear. They have families that they want to take care and protect from this virus. However, they do their duty wholeheartedly.
We are human, and we know that we can get infected and even die in the process. Although we were afraid, we are here, we are prepared, we are using all the biosecurity measures, and I think that all the health personnel are vaccinated, and that gives us a guarantee. But we still feel fear because we all have to go home, and we have families with risk factors for serious infection. But despite that, we are here fighting the battle because that is our obligation.
Many are the people who have won the battle against COVID-19 in the departmental hospital, and this is a source of pride for the health personnel.
2 captures were presented for theft on the island. One of them is linked to the theft of 14 cell phones that occurred in the earlier hours of the morning.
The commander of the police department, Colonel Maria Elena Gomez Mendez, announced through a press conference the capture of 2 criminals assigned to grand larceny. Here are the facts.
Este caso sucedió.
The case happened on March 28, where through robbery with a knife, a citizen was stripped of his belongings in the sector of Red Grove. The capture and intramural security measure for alias El Perro of the sector of Tablitas is achieved.
On the other hand, the commander announced the capture of Mario David Donado, who was caught in flagrant delito robbing a commercial establishment on the island.
Un individuo sobre las 2:40 de la mañana.
An individual arrived at this place around 2:40 a.m. and broke the glass door and stole 14 high-end cell phones of the iPhone type worth 56 million pesos. The offender is captured and a bag containing the cell phones is seized. The individual is from the Morris Landing area and he's 20 years old.
The colonel also announced that Donado could be linked to the thief of computers that occurred on February 10th.
Esta persona ya se había visto inmersa, involucrada.
This person had been involved in another theft that took place on February 10th, where they stole computers with the same modus operandi.
Colonel Gomez and to John worked with the commercial establishment that have supported the closed-circuit surveillance systems to achieve the captures.
And with the aim of providing tools for their academic training, the foundation delivers school kits to students of the department.
The Secretary of Education of the department received a donation of 570 school kits that will be delivered to the most needy students of the official institutions on the island.
During this week, we will be receiving a total of 570 school kits, which are aimed at primary school children and secondary school children. There is a difference because secondary school children receive implements such as calculators, implements that will help them in the academic part, for which we thank this foundation, which together with Pro Archipelago and Rotaract have been managing so that our educational community can benefit from all these donations. The idea is that all the public institutions of the island will benefit. We started yesterday with the Sagrada Familia and industrial schools. Successively, they will be delivered to the different institutions.
With this donation, it is expected that the children of the official institutions on the island can improve their academic development during the school year.
In the middle of the rain on the island of Old Providence, the Minister of Housing, Jonathan Malagon, visited the sectors where housing repairs are being carried out. The minister assured that about 30% of the housing problems have already been solved.
Today, the Minister of Housing visited the islands where he gave a report on how the reconstruction is progressing. According to his statements, the houses that have been fixed are reinforced.
The houses are reinforced from the structural point of view. According to the inhabitants themselves, they are much better than before the hurricane. We have to accelerate the work for the 250-300 units that are missing, but we are doing well. Our goal was to have about 400. We have exceeded the expectations of that goal.
The minister accepts that they are behind with the new housing, but that they have about 40 structures in process, even though it has been complex.
We see delays in the finishing work mainly associated with the availability of materials. In particular, we see major limitations as it happens throughout Colombia with steel. And this month, due to the strike, it has been particularly difficult for us. Out of 2,300 construction sites in Colombia, there are 1,700 that are affected by materials. This is not the exception.
Finally, the minister set as a goal 80 new houses for the next month.
In the course of the next month, we will work on having over 800 finished houses so that we can meet that schedule.
And during the visit of the Minister of Housing, the first new houses were officially handed over.
Accompanied by the governor, the mayor, and the president of Findeter, the housing minister made the official delivery of the 2 new houses in the sectors of Batam House and Southwest Bay. After the delivery and a report on the repairs that have been carried out in these 2 sections, the governor expressed his thankfulness.
I am very happy and satisfied with the progresses that exceed 60% of the houses that were left standing and that were roofed and rebuilt. We have seen the progress. We have seen in Southwest Bay and in Batham House that the model houses that we have for our people have improved in the housing situation.
The governor concluded that they will work together for the reconstruction to make Providence a model municipality.
Mr. President, thank you very much for what you have been doing. We still have a lot to do. The departmental and municipal government, with our dear Mayor Norberto Gary, we are ready to continue working as a team to achieve the reconstruction of the municipality of Old Providence and Santa Catalina very soon.
And after a year of suspension due to the pandemic and the passage of Hurricane Iota, the recovery of the municipal dock of Old Providence has begun.
The piles of what will be the new municipal dock are already being placed, giving start to this important infrastructure work for the municipality. The work is being carried out thanks to the interinstitutional agreement between Invias, Aerocivil, and the municipal mayor's office. The purpose is to achieve the functionality that allows the integrated connectivity between different means of transportation. The project has an investment of 13,347 million pesos, and the Cartagena company Dinacol will be in charge of its execution. The construction of the new maritime terminal is scheduled to be completed by the end of 2021. It should be noted that this is a work that would have been approved during the last administration, which should have started in 2020 but was suspended during the pandemic and because of the hurricane. It is expected that the work will reduce the cost of groceries, cargo, and passengers transportation, in addition to guaranteeing the supply of materials for the reconstruction.
Hello, here are the best sports of the islands. Delivery of the flags and uniforms to the youth team, which will represent the islands in the Copa Win Sport Sub-19 football tournament in Bogota. With great effort and with the participation of the private enterprise and the collaboration of the National Police, the Under-19 youth soccer team will travel to the city of Bogota to represent the archipelago in one of the most important tournaments of Colombian football. In the qualifying phase of Group 3, the departmental flag and the uniforms were given to the players and coaching staff in the presence of some parents. We spoke with the president of the league, Lyle Newball, who told us with more detail.
This is the participation of San Andres selection, San Andres football selection. This is the juvenile selection, and they will be flying to Bogota the 11th. The tournament will be played between 12 and 17 of June, and they will be back here on the 17th.
Also, the words of the captain of the island team, Van Cliff Javier Newball.
I feel very proud to represent this dear and beautiful island of mine. We are going to go all out this Friday. We are going on this trip. We are going to give it our all.
The tournament will be held from June 11th to the 17th in Bogota, where, according to the coaching staff and players, will leave in high the colors of the flag of the archipelago.